Hey, good morning, Michael. How are you?
Good morning, Dennis. How are you?
I am great. I am great. Very excited about this coming week. And do you realize we're in week 29 or week 30? I
Oh,
think
week
this year.
33 or something.
In 6 weeks, we will be Labor Day. So, my God, it's passing very, very fast.
What happened?
I don't know. And so my question to all of those joining us today is, how's your first half of the year been? Has it been good for you?
Well, more than half. Yeah, well,
Yeah, June is the 6th month.
yeah. I think it's been good. I think it's been good for Guru Village.
Well, I think it's been good for us as a company. I think a lot of our people who are
started off
part of our tribe, and
we
yeah, they're having some good success this year. Some good educational success, especially.
yes, and we have people that are really paying, a lot. I'm so proud of a lot of our students that have been through,
Right.
not just one, two, or three. I mean, some of them have been through 5, 6 programs
They have.
of Guru Village. And so I'm really proud of them because they are becoming formidable adversaries in our Facebook group.
They certainly are.
I enjoy a good, formidable debate.
You bet. I do as well. And you're absolutely right. They're paying attention.
And someone that can challenge me. I love that.
Yes. They're paying attention, as one of them stated in a text the other day.
Yeah.
That
yes, they are.
Attention in class. So that's very, very good.
They are paying attention. And they are, like I said, I'm really proud of them. Devon Smith, in particular, this week had a huge moment in the tribe. And I had to recant my statement.
Yes, that's very good. Very good. So we've had a good year. It's been really great so far. Looking forward to the next 6 months. I'm very grateful to everybody who has signed up for Club Guru. I mean, we have a large group of individuals.
300 people now.
How many?
300.
That's wonderful. And
298. 298.
So I'm hoping that the information we're sending to them is they're finding it beneficial. I try to.
There's enough meat in it.
Yeah, I'm about meat, man. It's all about
the big steak.
The meat. For those of you that are old enough to remember the Wendy's commercial.
Oh my God, yeah.
Where's the meat?
Right.
Those things are very, very important, and we want it to be beneficial for them. And I'm really grateful for everyone who's contributing to it.
Yes, and we'll have a new contributor this month, I believe.
We certainly will.
Yeah.
And so we've got some great plans for 2018.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got some big ideas for you guys for 2018. Let me tell you.
Right. And I'm excited that people are responding to Coffee Talk. They really like what we're doing.
They think we're funny, Dennis.
Well, I know. I don't know. I don't feel funny. Do you feel funny?
Well,
occasionally.
Usually I feel funny.
Well, it's great having. I think it's more casual and lighthearted, and we can cover some of the things. Number one, it's good to be able to talk on a weekly basis and kind of look at what's happened in the past week, and voice kind of our opinion or our perception of some of this information in our industry.
Well, right, and in a lighthearted way where it's not so down your throat and we're on our soapbox and we can laugh at ourselves.
My soapbox is right here.
Yeah, right.
I'm sitting on it.
Right, but we can laugh at ourselves.
Right.
About things that bug us and just send us into a tizzy that we really would not let us send into a tizzy, right?
Right.
Our
goal has always been, from the inception of the company, has been to seek the truth.
Right.
And try to help shine a light on a pathway to success for our fellow salon professionals. And that's the reason that actually Guru Village even exists, is to help fellow professionals and help them grow and become masters of their craft. That's what we want to do.
Right.
And sometimes it seems like just as one story goes away,
Yep.
another one comes back
Another
around.
one gets
So,
regurgitated.
I've been a little hot the last few days, man.
Oh, geez.
I got my feathers ruffled. I tell you, I go, oh.
Not you, Dennis.
Yes, and I try not to be, I try not to preach, right? Although I have to say, I did a program one time in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and I had a heckler in the audience, and my response to him garnered me 3 amens on a Sunday morning. So at the end of that presentation, my wife said, "You're a preacher." So I've gotten an amen on a Sunday from somebody in my audience. So I guess I do preach a little bit.
I need a drink.
Well, anyway, so let me share my my issue. All right. So
Here we go, guys. Grab on.
Grab on yourselves. I want to talk about Google.
Oh.
Look, we live in an amazing world today.
We do.
And if you're not familiar with something, or you're not, you can Google it, right? But here's
at least once a day.
At least once, if not more. Okay. But here's the thing that I hope everyone understands, is that Google is a great resource, but did you ever wonder where Google gets their information?
Right.
Because their information comes from things they pick up that we post on the internet. So the reason I say that is that really makes Google kind of like the bathroom wall. You can write anything you want on the wall. And that does not necessarily mean that it is accurate or correct.
Right. And if you say it or write it with enough conviction, many
believe it.
Many will follow and believe what.
Absolutely. That's right. So I would caution all my fellow professionals to really look at the information that you are accessing. Find out the source. Where did that information come from? So that it can be validated as being accurate. Or a really great idea.
Make sure that there's more that you can look on there. Don't just the first one you click, don't believe just the first one you click.
Right.
Like 2, 3, 4.
Exactly.
Find out what the consensus is. What are they, are 3 of the articles leaning one way and 2 of them leaning the other way? Then you need to dig deeper. You need to keep going. And sometimes it's best to go to the second page of Google because it is not the most popular.
Right.
It hasn't had as many clicks as the one at the top of the list.
That's right.
So you may find some information buried 2 or 3 pages in. Right.
Or if they've not heard of it, there's something called Google Scholar.
Yes, which I love. I love Google Scholar. I think it's a little bit more reliable.
I agree.
It's a little bit more based in fact, as in based in what people just write on the internet. So something that universities and colleges and research departments utilize.
Exactly. So I just want people to be aware of that. Not all information that you get off of Google is necessarily accurate. It can be skewed. Which brings me to my next subject. Bees.
Basketballs. Baseballs.
Yes. Bees, R's, and Y's. Blue, red, and yellow. The biggest challenge I find in this business, in all the years I've been doing hair, is that you take a little bit of science and you take personal interpretation, and then when they mix together, that's how you have a baby called urban legends.
A recipe for disaster.
Exactly. And I think that's what happens a lot. And Michael, it doesn't bother me about the ones that have muscled their way through the world of hair color. You know, there's people out there who's figured out a couple of things that work for them.
Right.
And those are the patterns that they follow all the time. Those are the
Right.
formulas they use all the time because they know they work for them.
Right.
But my concern are for the new salon professionals.
Correct.
New people entering this industry that are wanting to know the why.
Yes, and they're not getting accurate information. They're
No.
just not.
Because I believe that many people don't know the why. We know, you know, don't do this. We say, why? I don't know, but don't do it.
Don't do it.
And my mentor always said to me, he said, when you know the why, the how becomes very, very easy. And so in our industry, we're not really seeking that. And, you know, I have to call out the manufacturers, because there are some manufacturers who don't really care if their people are grounded in color theory.
Don't care as long as you buy another tube.
That's right. As long as you buy the product.
Yep. As long as you keep buying more.
That's right.
They're happy.
Yeah. So let me share with you a text I got.
And I think I have a question about an analogy that might work for the bees and the wise, as opposed to what the one you're going to talk about. But go ahead.
Okay. So another sip of coffee. Oh, did you see my cup, by the way?
What does that say? Oh, Mr. Right. Yeah. Did Sal buy that for you?
My wife bought that for me. Bless her heart. All right, so I'm going to read you this. This came off one of the forums. I'm not going to say which forum, but it starts with an H.
Ends with an F. Has a vowel in the middle.
Yeah. So I'm going to read this statement. It was screenshot. You know I get inundated with these every day.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of this? What do you think of that?
Oh.
So here's the statement.
And my typical response to the screenshot is,
not again. All right, so here's the statement. Okay, most toners are composed of a combination of oxidative and direct pigments. Direct pigments lay on and around the cuticle and do not require an oxidizing agent to be visible. So the molecular size is larger and less stable than oxidative permanent hair color pigment. This statement is correct. Direct dyes lay on and in the cuticle layers of the hair strand.
And stain it.
And they stain the cuticle as well. That's why many people, when they go to try to lighten a direct dye out of the hair, there's always residual tonality remaining, which somebody, I don't know what they were drinking or smoking or taking, they seem to believe that because they used a lightener to do that, it was driving the color deeper into the hair.
Yes, that's exactly what bleach does to color.
Right. And if you know anything about bleach, that's not the way it works.
No.
So what that is the stained cuticle. And the only way to remove that stain is to remove the cuticle. And then you have hair that will end up on the floor, whether you want it or not.
So it don't matter no way.
Yeah. So this statement wasn't too bad. The next one, though. Also, most toners are cooler in tonal value, which means they contain blue pigments. Blue is the largest and least stable color molecule, so it tends to fade more quickly than red and yellow. That's absolutely not true. Okay, first of all, there are no golf balls, baseballs, and basketballs in hair color dye molecules.
They're all the same.
Now, again, because people chose to pick an analogy, that analogy is not accurate, because here's the reality of it. If you really want to know, the way a molecule reflects light has to do with the wavelengths that it absorbs based upon the nanometer vibration of the neutrons around the center of the molecule. Now, how would you like to have to teach that in a color class?
I'm vibrating.
Yeah.
What color am I reflecting?
That's exactly how a molecule works. A molecule is not static. So,
Right.
so when we took the blue, red, and yellow from the world of art to use it as a metaphor to kind of help hairdressers understand how hair color works, it really, it got lots of misinterpretation. And I think that we suffer from two things in this industry. One, misinterpretation. Two, selective hearing loss, meaning that we're listening to everything.
Yeah.
What we actually get is sort of like a sentence with blank spots in it. So we fill in what we think should fit in those blank spots.
It's very much like the Peanuts cartoon when they're in the classroom.
Yeah.
And that is what sometimes the teacher sounds like to a student sitting in the audience.
Exactly.
Because we just get distracted because we're chasing squirrels, or we're distracted by a shiny object, or, oh my God, look at her updo, look at that color, wow, look at this.
My shoes are tight, they don't fit. I wonder where
oh, I'm hungry.
All kinds of things.
And so the speaker becomes wah, 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 wah.
Right, exactly.
And then you go home and you go, oh my God, I learned so much at that class.
Tell me what you learned.
My shoes were tight, and then the red molecule was bigger than the yellow.
Yeah.
And that's why my shoes were tight, because they were blue.
Right.
Because the molecules were way too big.
So, I went on Google to try to research where this information could have possibly come from.
Oh, God.
I found an article. And the article was talking about natural pigment in the hair.
Yeah.
And it said that we have blue, red, and yellow in our hair. And
no, we don't.
The blue lives closer to the outside of the cuticle.
Oh, Christ.
The red is slightly deeper. And yellow is very deep inside the hair strand. Now, that is
no.
poppycock is what I say to that.
Hogwash.
Hogwash. Because there's only two types of melanin that exist in the human species. And unless they've genetically changed the makeup of human species, you have two types of melanin in the hair. One is called eumelanin, which is sort of gray, black, blue combination. And you have pale melanin, which is red, orange, goldish in tone. Those are only two pigments. So you don't actually have blue in the hair.
No.
What people tried to teach was that as you lighten hair visually, you see warm tones exposed. So what we think is blue left first, then red leaves, then you're left with yellow. We were trying to get them to understand what to look for as they lighten hair, not that actually blue leaves first.
Right. Well, I was taught that too.
Yeah.
I mean, however, I think it's more of if you try to imagine you're whittling away at something.
Exactly.
And as you whittle away, you expose different colors because you're degrading the protein structure of the hair.
Exactly.
And ultimately, you come up with the inside color of a banana, not the but the fruit.
Right. And so here's what.
So that's what we call palest yellow.
Right. And here's what's actually happening.
You go to white, you're done.
Yeah.
Because you have degraded all of the protein in the hair. Because protein, we know from my cataract surgery, shows up as yellow.
Right. Certainly
so
not.
You have a protein buildup on the lens of your cornea.
Right.
You see things darker, and it becomes more opaque. And it is a yellowish cast, because I can certainly tell you that when I had one eye done and not the other, I looked at a piece of paper with the one I had done. The paper was bright white. And when I looked through the other one, the paper was manila.
Right.
Yellow. not or not yellow orange, but there was certainly a yellow cast to it.
Right. So here's actually what's happening. You are breaking down the protein structure in the hair. So like you don't ever remove anything. You just break it down, and the more you break it down, the more light reflection you create, the smaller it becomes, and that's how you get to pale yellow in the hair.
Right.
So, it's about understanding.
Not like erasing the blue, and then you're left with red, and then you erase the red, and you're left with orange. No, it doesn't look like that.
Right.
But a lot of you have been taught that is exactly how it works, and we are here to tell you that is not, and we are sorry that you were given misinformation, but it is not truly how it works.
And you would be doing everybody a big favor, and I invite you to share this with your friends, because I'm calling out the people that are not giving you accurate information. Okay? There are no variation in sizes of molecule. Remember, the light that a molecule reflects is determined on other factors.
Right.
Nothing to do with size. Okay? That's why when we talk about toning hair or trying to control warmth as it lightens, people say, well, I lost the blue because the blue is most unstable. No, the color wore away. And as you wear away, you reveal the undertone you created with the color you were using. That's the thing that people have to understand, is that they say, well, my color fades to warm. It always fades to warm. I'm sorry, I don't know how to tell you this, but color doesn't fade to cool.
Yeah, if it faded to cool, you're living somewhere.
You're living on a different planet.
Yeah.
So that bothered me this week tremendously because...
Well, because you don't like people just perpetuating false information.
Right. Which brings me to...
It's not about who's right or who's wrong. It's about the accuracy of the...
Tell the truth.
And not what you've been taught or what you've been taught to believe over the years. Because trust me, the first probably month or two of Dennis's and my friendship started off as, okay, Dennis, I was taught this. Is that a lie? I mean, that was how we really bonded over something. And I was fortunate that in my professional career, I was not taught a bunch of hogwash.
Right.
But I was lucky.
Yes, you were. Because there's a lot of people out there still struggling.
Yeah. And I'm willing to share too. I mean, that's what I've been trying to post a question every week in Guru Hair Tribe just to create some conversation.
Right.
Professional conversation, not I don't like your yellow dress conversation.
Exactly.
I have a story about a yellow dress and Jimmy Vieira, but that's another day.
That'd be interesting to hear, but I'm not sure we could put that on copy.
No, we can't.
But it sounds interesting. We'll talk about that. All right, so look, issue number 2, permanent color, Demi permanent color.
It's all permanent color.
It is.
And somebody in 1988 created the term Demi.
How dare them?
And one of the responsible parties is here, and it's not me. However, so I have been giving Dennis shit all week about the Demi thing. But that was also marketing. And
it was.
Yeah, they needed.
That's the one thing we struggled with. We would develop a product, take it to marketing, and when it came out of the marketing, it was like a whole different product. We would look at each other and go, "Did we create that? Is that really what that does?" So, Demi permanent hair color. They're both permanent hair color. Here's the difference. A true Demi permanent, and I say this with total authority because we created the name back in 1988, A true demi-permanent color in the bottle or in the tube has a pH of 8.5 or less. When you mix it with your developing or processing or oxidizing or whatever you call it, whatever, when you mix it with formula, when you mix it with solution number 2,
right.
it will process at a pH of 7 or lower. 7 is neutral on the pH scale. Now, a couple of things.
That ensures that you do not
create color shift in the natural pigment of the hair.
Correct.
That's the way those colors were created. They were never created to give you lift or lightening. In fact, it's virtually impossible to get them to do that. Even if you take and mix them with 20 volume instead of a 1.5% developer, the lightening action you get will be negligible unless you put it under heat. Okay, when you put it under heat, that will give you a slightly more visual lift in the hair because heat is accelerating the lift. My question to you is, why the hell are you using a demi color if you're trying to create lift, for God's sakes?
Right.
Use a permanent color, which is a pH of 9 or higher, and it's going to give you lift because it has both ammonia and a fixed alkali. Demi colors in the tube, they're alkaline, and they have MEA in them. MEA is the most commonly used base in a demi color because dyes, oxidative dyes, have to be stored in an alkaline solution. If you do not store them in an alkaline solution, you will degrade the dye.
Right.
Now, here's another thing people don't know about this, because there's a lot of manufacturers today that are saying, take our permanent color, mix it with a low volume developer, and you can make it demi-permanent. You cannot.
You can make it demi-like.
Demi-like.
Permanent, you're still going to create at least a level of pigment shift.
Right. And here's the thing that will happen in many cases based upon the dye ratio or the dye intermediaries that they use. Some dyes have to be stored at a high alkalinity. If you change that and you bring them down to extremely low alkalinity,
you change the color.
Change color.
That makes sense.
So demi colors were designed to glaze, gloss, fill. That's what they were designed to do. Refresh, mid-length shade.
Gloss, fill, refresh.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I went to beauty school in 1988.
Yes.
And I can remember.
About that. You make me feel like Yoda.
Well, hey, that's nothing to brag about now because, I mean, look at that's almost 30 years later. Oh, it'll be 30 years next year, won't it?
Shh, quiet.
Anyway, so, but I can remember the first salon I worked at, they had this stuff. Oh, we're getting in this new product. It's new by Redken. It's called Redken Shades EQ. Color Gloss. And it was around the same time that another product had launched called Sun Glitz. Sun Glitz, all the different rainbow colored powdered lighteners.
Yeah. Yeah, you could harness the sun's rays. I think that was the
thing. Yes, you could.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And they all turned out whiter than white.
And the reason? Because it was bleach with tempera paint. That's all that was.
Yep.
So anyway, those are my two.
Now we have direct dyes with plastics industries.
Oh, well, yeah, direct dyes is a whole different world today. We've had people ask about that. And, you know, manufacturers don't have to tell you where they pull the direct dyes from.
No.
But don't be on your high horse if you're offended that they're using dyes from the outside the hairdressing industry. Why do you think they do? We asked for it. We want
them to last longer. We want them to last like permanent color.
That's right. That's right.
And then we complain because we can't get them out of the hair because guess what? So here I thought of a really good test. So if you guys are wondering whether your direct dyes are from the hair industry or not, if you put them in some lightener, bleach, mixed up, 40 volume, squirt a little bit of your direct dye in there. If it does not go away, it's not from the hair industry.
Right. Yeah.
If it survives in that bleach, it is from somewhere else.
Right.
So
those are my issues for this week, and I'm going to stop there. Let's talk about classes that we have coming up.
Oh my gosh, our education is just overflowing with abundance.
Good.
So let's start with August 1st.
Oh, that's next week.
That is next week. That is next Tuesday. I don't know what day it is.
It's
August 1st is when it is. It's
August Tuesday. 1st. I'm sorry. It's a Tuesday.
Okay. And 10 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Right.
Pacific Daylight Time. We are doing our 87th class on Formulation Foundation. So if you want to get in on that hype before the new class comes out in the next probably quarter, Dennis, right? Then you should take Formulation Foundation because the next class is right around the corner to follow that up. So anyway, again, August 1st, 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. There are still spots available, but we don't take a whole bunch in those classes because otherwise we can't get to what we want to get to. Then on August 10th, we have a PET workshop from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time. And that is a 3-hour workshop on Dennis's PET, Performance Engagement Training. So it is for train the trainers, and they are so for teachers or anybody that is wanting to do presentation or better their presentation skills. But it also helps with customers relation skills, correct?
Well, even salon trainers, managers that are training your staff, or if you have assistants that you're training.
Right. It will help you with that. So that is August 10th, again, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. August 13th and 14th, Master Series Session 2. That is coming up. So that is August 13th and 14th.
That's 2 days of correction, color correction.
Yeah, the second one is
on day one, you are greeted with probably all the color correction issues you could ever deal with. And you have 2 days, you're given a photograph, and your goal by the end of day 2 is to have everything match that photograph.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, come play with me in the hair color sandbox.
Yeah, you'll never be the same.
You won't.
Anyway, then on August 21st, we have Anthony Pizzotto is going to be doing a design workshop, a 3-hour design workshop. Don't know exactly what it is yet, but we will stay tuned. We will let you know exactly what it is. And it will be, is it going to be hands-on, Dennis?
It will be.
It's going to be a demonstration.
It's a 3-hour class, right?
3 hours, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
And I got workshop down, so.
Yeah, it's going to be hands-on.
Okay, so you will get drop shipped a thing, and you will need 2 devices at your disposal to,
right.
One for you to look at and one for them to look at you. Then the next thing is September 10th and 11th, the Guru Gathering 2017, and boy, have you got people in store for you. So let me just run down the list of fabulous celebrity people in the hair world that are going to be there. Dennis Gebhardt, he'll be teaching about.
You sound like Jimmy Fallon.
And then we have his wife, Sylvia Gebhardt, also our vice president of and she will be doing a presentation on texture and new ways to not new I guess there's not still breaking bonds and reattaching, or
Right. The science is
the
really
science is the same,
is
but
the
new
same.
techniques in perming.
New ways to approach it. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So new techniques in perming. And then we have the fabulous Sandra Avila
Right.
from
You said her
Northern
name
California.
right. I'm so
I
proud of
did.
you.
I've been practicing. Sandra Avila from Northern California, and she
Right.
is coming in as our colorist extraordinaire. And she's going to be teaching you the latest and greatest techniques in coloring. So
Yes.
whether it's foils, I don't know. I haven't seen her outline, but I know that she's going to be teaching about different techniques. So.
Right.
Then we have our wonderful guy from Oz, Anthony Prisotto, and he's going to be teaching. He is our business and design guru, and so he's going to be teaching some business, a little bit of business, and he's going to be doing a design segment,
Right.
and that will be hands-on as well. And he will join us via satellite.
He will.
The land of Oz. If you don't know what that means, that's Australia. Yep. Oops, that's the wrong. Anyway, and then we have our fabulous girl all the way from Hotlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
She is fantastic. She ranks right up there with Mustafa, Nadine Donovan, all of the great Alexandra De Paris artists. She is Lisa Enos of the Upstyle Showcase, and she is now our Upstyle guru. We are so happy to have her on board.
Yes.
We will probably be doing some kind of a presentation with her prior to the gathering, but we have not got that scheduled yet. Things have been really busy, so just have to have a little patience with us. We had some technical difficulties last week, right, Dennis?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
That did not make Dennis happy, and so, you know, when when we have technical difficulties, it kind of really slows us down to a crawl, let's say, because Dennis and I rely a lot on our IT.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot.
Right.
For a lot of our communication, a lot of this that we're doing right now depends on whether we have great internet service or whether we don't. And so that, you know, that unfortunately is out of our hands.
It certainly is.
That's one thing that I kept trying to tell Dennis last week was, you can't do, I know you're not happy, but you can't do anything about it. So there's no, I know you're mad. I mean, I know he was just, if those AT&T people would have showed up at the door, yeah. I don't know.
Not my favorite.
Sylvia may have had to take over.
Yeah, not my favorite.
Dennis may have been arrested for harm. So anyway, but you know, there's nothing we can do about that. So we're always upfront and honest with you guys when something happens, which brings me to my next subject. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't finish about the Guru Gathering. Look, there was a squirrel I started chasing.
Yes, you almost went there, didn't you?
So anyway, so for the Guru Gathering, the swag will be phenomenal, be outstanding as always. And as soon as I get confirmations from people on what they're sending in, I will start letting you know exactly what's going to happen. But I have reached out to those famous, fabulous entities, and they will be getting back to me shortly, probably by the end of the week.
Great.
So, anyway, so that rounds up the Guru Gathering, which is, again, September 10th and 11th at Guru Village. There are there is lodging information in our course catalog online. And if you need any other lodging information or entertainment information, you're going to be too tired to be doing anything. And besides that, the first night, Dennis has something really special planned for you. So it's going to be something really fun. And you're going to get to sit down with the gurus and be one. Oh,
One with the guru.
one with the
All right, we're getting crazy here.
Yeah. And then for those of you who signed up for Moulin Rouge, we are going to be giving you a date that is rescheduled this week. I promise you that. Again, that was due to technical difficulties last Monday that Dennis was not able to be on there. And I just felt as though you didn't just pay for me, you paid for both of us. So I felt like it was not fair.
I've been assured that those technical difficulties will be taken care of tomorrow between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. So don't be
left the building
between 9 and 11.
Duck for cover. Take cover. Remember that, like in school?
Yeah. All right.
So I don't know if they don't come by 11 tomorrow.
Yeah, you don't want to talk to me. You don't want to hear from me if they're not here by 11.
I'll be sending text to Sylvia.
There you go. There you go.
So
right,
anyway,
so look, it looks like we have a pretty full calendar as well, and
and it's supposed to be the summer. This is the summer session.
Yeah, summer session, and we are also working on another artist to add to the gathering, but I can't announce that until it's clarified. So,
so a lot of and most of that better be solved by the end of this week. Or
amen.
A scheduler is going to be fit to be tied, and I don't know who that would be, but
yeah. All right, listen.
I want to do that schedule.
It's been great chatting with you, my friend.
And, you too.
I hope everybody enjoyed our little chat today, and they got some meaningful information out of it.
Well, I hope they got a couple laughs at least.
Yeah. If you did, please send us notes. We appreciate. We try to make this. We found that people like what we're doing, and so we're going to try and make this as informative as we can, and yet keep it lighthearted and kind of fun.
Right, because I believe that when you learn and laugh at the same time, there's nothing better.
Nothing better. Nothing better.
Because it really, all the times that I think back, what did I learn the most and in what class? It was the ones where I laughed the most and learned the most together that I remember the most.
Exactly.
So I think there's a correlation there because it taps into a different part of your brain. Guys, remember everything that you do. It's like when a stroke victim cannot speak after a stroke, but if you tell them to sing what they want, they can absolutely do it every single time. Seen it firsthand. Have you ever seen that, Dennis?
Yeah.
It's quite amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it uses a whole different part of your brain that wasn't affected.
Right. So hopefully we've affected.
That chipper news.
Hopefully we've affected some part of the brain today. All right, my friend. Listen, it was great chatting with you. You have a wonderful day. Everyone have a great day. And as I say always, from my heart to yours, I'm Captain Color. I'm out. Michael, how about you?
I'm out too. Bye.
Bye.